happy Friday, and welcome back to Financial Wellness Fridays. I am so excited to be back with you guys and filming content again about financial wellness and my personal financial independence journey. If you're new around here, my name is Mariah, and I'm a junior at Arizona State University studying accounting, and I work at a business valuation firm in Arizona. I love to make content because I feel like there is a gap in education surrounding finances and money, and so I think it's really important for people of my generation and even other generations to get that education somewhere. And so I thought I would share everything that I'm learning on the internet. If that sounds like something you would enjoy, then go ahead and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you around. Today's topic is something that I have been thinking about for a long time, and that is the topic of lifestyle creep or lifestyle inflation. Before I get started on this topic, I want to share a little bit of a personal story with you. So in November, I got offered a new job. It offered me a little bit higher of a pay, and I would be working from home. So for those of you that are new here, I used to work in retail banking, so I would go into work every single day and I would bring my lunch or spend money to buy a lunch. I would have to travel and all those things that come with working in an office job. But with this new job that I was offered, it would be fully remote and I would be working in the field that I was interested in working in the future. And so I decided, after a lot of thinking, to take the job. And it was a little bit shocking to me that even though I was so committed to my financial wellness journey and committed to being financially independent, that I allowed these changes in my life to put my budgeting aside. And to be honest, it was really stressful for me because I wouldn't say I was living paycheck to paycheck, but I was definitely not saving as much as I had set out as my goal to save. Because now all of a sudden I wasn't paying for gas and I wasn't eating out as much. And so I thought, well, here's all this extra money that I have. Well, why don't I just go spend it on new clothes or new shoes? And I would justify it. Well, I've worked so hard and I've starved myself for so long of these things that I wanted. And now that I'm working in the career that I want to and I've made it, so to speak, even though I have a lot longer to go, I should let myself indulge in these things. There's nothing wrong with the mindset of I'm going to allow myself to have some things that make me happy, but when you think that you deserve it because you've reached a step in your career field, then you're never really going to be happy. You're always going to be thinking that you deserve more because you've gotten further. And that's exactly what the mindset of lifestyle creep is. So I'm just going to give you a broad definition from Investopedia. They say that lifestyle creep occurs when an individual's standard of living improves as their discretionary income rises and former luxuries become new necessities. A hallmark of lifestyle creep is a change in thinking and behavior that sees spending on non-essential items as a right rather than a choice. This struck me in two different areas. The first is when it talks about how lifestyle creep allows people to view luxury items as necessities. And I definitely had a lot of this going on in the past couple of months with thinking, I need a new Apple Watch. I need to buy better clothes. I was thinking, well, now that I have this money, I need these things. And obviously, as we know, that is not true. We never really need any of these luxuries. The second thing that struck me is that lifestyle creep creates a change in behavior that makes you think that non-essential spending is a need rather than a choice. And the reason that I think this is so important is because when we talk about financial independence, we're talking about our ability to make choices regarding our finances. So when we allow lifestyle creep to take over our spending patterns and kind of take over our mindset around our finances, we are giving up that choice. We are literally giving up our financial independence. We're not telling our dollars, no, you are not going towards that really overpriced t-shirt. You're going in my savings account. no longer are we saying, I'm making an empowered decision to buy this for myself. I think it's really important for us to be aware of those lifestyle creep mindsets because they really are one of the biggest barriers to us ever reaching financial independence. For a long time, I've been thinking, when am I, as a single person taking care of me, when am I going to feel like I'm making enough money to be financially independent, right? Where I'm definitely never living paycheck to paycheck. I am feeling secure in my finances. I have my savings plan and everything's working out good. When do I think that threshold is? And for me, I've always thought 6 figures. Once I'm making 100,000 or more, I'll feel like I've made it in society. And I understand, that's a pretty lofty goal considering the median income in the US is like 35. Once I get there, I'll be good. Like, no one making $100,000 a year or more is struggling with these things that I'm struggling with, right? I was very wrong. So I found the statistic that said as of August of 2022, 45% of people that were making $100,000 or more were still living paycheck to paycheck. And I recognize that there are some extenuating circumstances that would make it difficult for people to live on that kind of income. If they have kids that they have to take care of or medical bills that might be wearing them. But I'm thinking about myself and, I'm scared that I'm going to find myself in that position if I allow lifestyle creep to continue to affect me. That 45% is not entirely filled with those extenuating circumstances. I bet a lot of them are just living outside of their means with their fancy cars and fancy devices and 2 big houses. They've just gone into too much debt and they focus too much on the materialistic things that aren't making them happy, but they need to have them because it's what a software engineer has. It's what a CEO of a company has. So I need to have it too. I think it's really important that we recognize that lifestyle creep can be one of the very big reasons why this is happening. Now, I definitely want to do a deep dive into how social media has affected lifestyle creep, things like flex culture and influencing. But for today, I just want to leave you with a couple of tips that have helped me curb lifestyle creep. One of the main things for this, obviously, is creating a budget, sticking to that budget, and adjusting the budget when necessary. So as a type A lover of spreadsheets, I am very good at creating a budget. And because I'm so committed to my financial wellness journey, I am also pretty good at keeping up with my budget. But where I messed up was adjusting the budget. So whenever there is a change in your pay or your expenses, you need to make adjustments in the budget to make up for that. So I think adjusting the budget, keeping up with it, taking a look at it maybe monthly or even weekly to make sure that it's still fitting your needs and financial boundaries is a very important way to curb lifestyle creep, to make sure that you have a handle on that budget and your money isn't making choices for you. And then the second way that I have found that really helps to curb lifestyle creep is keeping in mind that I was living off of a different, lesser salary before, and there's no reason why I can't continue to do that. So I think it's really important to keep in mind what you can live off of and also kind of think about what you want in the future. For me, as I mentioned before, my big future goal is to be buying a house. And so if I keep increasing my spending just because I'm making more money, I'm never going to reach that goal. I'm never going to have enough saved to be able to buy a house. I think it's really important to couple having a goal with keeping in mind how much you can live off of in order to kind of curb those thoughts of, I need this because I've gotten to this point in my life. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and leave a comment if lifestyle creep has affected your life and how you've gotten over it. Until next time, see ya.